Hello everybody, this is an impromptu video. I have nothing written down, just a lot of thoughts going through my head. And to be quite honest, I'm really quite tired of hearing all the people that are so disappointed in this country, so fed up with this country, so this and that and the other thing. I'm one who loves this country. I have always loved this country. I was raised to love this country. This country was fought for. Many fought and died during the Revolution. It was an escape from, however you want to put it, oppression, overtaxation, tyranny, authoritarianism. But it was a start, a clean chalkboard, you might say. And the founding fathers sat together and discussed and laid out the plan. And they set up the new government. And for well over 200 years, that government served us well. Now I believe our government has some corruption in it, and that I'm not proud of. Right now we have a president that this is my opinion, merely my opinion, but probably has to have somebody help him put his pants on in the morning so he doesn't get the zipper in the back, so to speak. He has no plan. If he did, he'd have a plan that went somewhere, but the forcing of this transition is ill-advised, ill-timed, and not right for this country. I don't believe it's right now, and I don't believe it's going to be right ever. This country was not made to be large government enslaving the people. This government was set up to be we the people, by the people, for the people, of the people, however it goes. But I think our politicians over the years have found ways to get rich, and that wasn't the way the government's set up. Founding fathers didn't set up the government for the Congress and that to get rich. It was to work for us, the people. Much like the old school boards back in the day, board members didn't get paid. Where I grew up, they didn't get paid. They had a full-time job. They worked all week, and the school board was a service, public service, more or less, for lack of a better way of putting it. But our school boards have agreeably, I believe, become corrupt, overpaid, and ill-planned. And our kids are suffering. Our kids have been suffering for, I would say, at least the last 2 generations, if not more. But that aside, we fuss about Ukraine, Russia. Biden and his crew are pushing electric cars. Let me tell you something. This comes from somebody at the Kennedy Space Center that deals with rockets and all that. We don't have the electrical grids in this country to handle all the electric cars. So let's say you take my neighborhood here. It's a little neighborhood. But if we all had an electric car and plugged it in at night, we'd all have no power. So how would any of us get to work tomorrow? We wouldn't have an electric car. We wouldn't have electric in the house to cook our eggs. This country is not ready for electric cars. The world is not ready for electric cars. It's just not ready. And the other thing is, as I said, I love this country, but above all, I love God. God is my creator, my everything. And God made this earth to supply us with everything we need to survive. However, there are those who get greedy and greed is no good. It's not good for anybody or anything. As I digress, let's see if we can get back on topic here. This country's been great for, like I said, over 200 years, nearly 250 years, as it was set up. The last few years, we have seen a rise in crime. The last year and a half, we have seen a definite rise in crime. We have seen district attorneys letting criminals out free. We have seen inflation. Oh God, the inflation is ridiculous. Can't even stand the inflation. Gas prices at an all-time record high. But Biden says it's all going to be okay. Yes, it's going to be okay. It's part of the plan. Just hang in there. We'll get through this. We'll be better for it. Well, President Biden, I'm not buying it. Not for a second. Not for a second. Reminds me back when President Reagan, who I felt was the greatest president we'd ever had, at least in my lifetime, came out with Alzheimer's. It was a joke, like all of them came around that, President Reagan could do 3 things now that he couldn't do before. He could hide his own Easter eggs. He'd wake up to a new wife every day. And the third one slips my mind. I don't remember what the third one was. I had it, but it slipped my mind. But there's something going on with Biden, and I don't know what it is. I'm not a doctor and don't claim to be, but I agree with many that he's not in the right frame of mind. He's not mentally capable of being the president of this great land. And that's my opinion. Say what you will. But this country has always been great because the people have always been great. Times get tough, we get through it. I remember as a kid on the farm growing up, if somebody, I grew up in Tornado Valley. So a tornado take out a house, people get together and help them out. Somebody lose barn to a fire or something, people get together and help them out. Something happened to where kids didn't have clothes to wear or something. Hang on, let me shut this thing off. You'd think I was deaf. You'd think I was deaf. I was just outside. Anyway, I kind of forgot where I was going with that, but the American people have always been strong in their desire and their resolve. This has always been the land of milk and honey. It's just up to you to get the milk and honey. If you didn't get rich growing up, or, well, not growing up, but if you didn't get rich when you got out on your own and making a living, well, maybe the desire wasn't strong enough. Maybe the persistence wasn't enough. The opportunities are out there. And final, get off your ass. Stand up and be an American. I'm tired of the nonsense. Have a good day. Happy 4th of July.